Oh boy, we're live. We're going to talk about Dragon Con, stiletto heels, taxes, and more
The
on the
Tim and Cheney B experiment. It starts now.
Is it working? We're here. We're live.
I hope it is. I just got a nice shot of you scratching your nose.
I know. I got to remember that I'm on camera. I'm not used to being on camera, even though I am every day, Monday through Friday.
Is watching.
Yeah, the audience is watching. Do we have a large audience?
I have no idea. And in fact, I don't even know if we're reaching an audience.
We are.
We are.
We're reaching each other
We're here together. We have a two-shot on the screen for you, even though we're in the same room.
Right.
But we experienced every kind of technical problem you can imagine.
Yes. Well, I had a moral dilemma today, but we'll get to that in a minute as well.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
But it is the Tim and Cheney B experiment. We're coming to you live from world-famous Peachtree Street in Midtown Atlanta at the studios of WSB. And we have taken the experiment into a new experimental realm by posting this live on YouTube.
And we're out there, and you can comment and weigh in and share your thoughts and ask us questions.
So now we're also going to experiment with phone calls. Speaking of the 8 million things that went wrong, phone calls was one of them.
Okay.
So I have a different phone number, and I have to figure out what the hell that phone number is.
So I don't think anything went wrong, Shane. I think that this is very technical, and you have to get it just right. And maybe the thing isn't lined up for us to be able to do that here. So we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out as we go.
Yes.
But I'm going to let you talk a little bit about Dragon Con, because that is one of the many, many, many things going on in Atlanta, aside from Black Gay Pride, which I'm sure you went to, and I would like to check in with you with that as well.
All right, yeah, I did go to it 2 years ago, and I could tell you all about that if you have questions. But no, I did go to Dragon Con today. Got there after the parade because I don't like standing. I'm lazy. I'm old. I'm almost 50. I don't like to stand. But I did go down there, and it was super packed, a lot of great costumes, tons and tons and tons of people. In fact, it was a half-hour wait to get into the Walk of Fame, so I decided not to go into the Walk of Fame. However, I did go to a panel today. You ever been to one of those?
I have not, no.
Well, it was a fun panel. It was John Cusack. Now, I don't particularly consider John Cusack to be in the fantasy or science fiction realm, but it's also a pop culture convention, and a lot of TV stars have come over the years. A couple years ago, I met Lonnie Anderson and Howard Hessman from WKRP.
Oh, no, see, I'd like to go meet them. I'd like to go meet them.
She looked as beautiful as she did when she was on the show originally, and I talked to him. I said, "You're one of the reasons I got into radio," and he said, "I'm sorry." But he is. Let's face it. I watched that show in the 70s and the 80s, and watched the reruns ad nauseum. And who wouldn't want to be like Johnny Fever? But John Cusack was there today, and I went to his panel. There were a ton of people in there, and a lot of questions and answers for him, and he talked about his career. They had a good moderator in this panel. Now, these panels are set up. You have to wait in line, and they are so packed with people down there that I have to commend these volunteers. All these people that work for Dragon Con are all volunteers, and they do an amazing job of corralling 1,000 people. They have to wrap them around the hotel. They have to make sure that they get to where they're going, and they have really this year, I think, taken it to the next level. I hate saying that, but they did. They took it to the next level. That's such a cliche, but they did. And my co-hosts on Radio Labyrinth, which is a podcast that I do every week, that isn't affiliated with where we are right now. It's dirty. There's non-safe words spoken on that podcast, but we got up really close, and I got to tell you, John Cusack looked like he was bored out of his mind at first, and then once the questions started coming, he opened up. But he was dressed in black, and he had his hat pulled down over his eyes.
That's too bad. You were telling me that they sit there and people. You paid for that, didn't you? Or did you have a press?
Well, no. If you pay for, if you buy a membership for the weekend or a day, that covers everything. You can go to any panel you want.
Oh, okay. Because see, I went to the thing they did in Orlando a couple months back. They had the Rocky Horror Picture Show people there.
Yes.
I had to pay. I did pay to go meet Tim Curry. I think Tim Curry is one of the coolest people ever.
Now, you didn't have to pay to hear them talk about it, right? You had to pay to go meet him.
I paid to go meet him. I don't know if you paid for the panel or not, but that was the day I was traveling in. So, and I didn't really care.
I know with Dragon Con for a fact that you don't have to pay for it. You just pay one, and you can go do anything as long as you get there in time and the doors don't close. But last year I saw a great panel with the guys from Aqua Teen Hunger Force, which is an Adult Swim show produced locally here. or it was when it was on the air. Dave Willis and a bunch of other guys from Adult Swim, and they were lively, and Dana was there, and it was a lot of fun, and they're talking to hardcore fans. This is a film actor, and he's a pretty serious actor, so I don't begrudge him, but he did look a little bored at first. He did open up. I got to ask him a question. My co-host Stephanie got to ask him a question. She brought up his sister Joan, and they've done 10 films together. I didn't know that. I know that they've done a couple.
What was the thing you sent over to me?
The thing
was that you talking to John Cusack?
Did I send that to you? I thought I sent you the Westboro Baptist Church people that were there yelling. I thought that's what I sent you.
If that's what you sent me, then I'm going to we're going to share it with the audience here.
Yeah,
because
let's do that.
Westboro Baptist was at Dragon Con?
Well, they had one of those rainbow signs that said something about God and you need to repent. Might not have been them. They just used those rainbow signs when they were out. I don't know what happened to them. They haven't been around in a while, the Westboro Baptist people.
Yeah, you haven't heard a lot about them, and quite frankly, I don't miss them.
No, I guess they made enough money from all the lawsuits. That's what they did, right? They would go to a place and say, we want to protest, and they would be denied a permit to protest, and then they would sue and make a ton of money. That's how they took care of themselves. But all those daughters of that lady have all left. Said, screw this, we want to go have normal lives and not go after gay people and anybody that doesn't agree with all 10 of their church members.
Well, what's the fun in that?
Well, the thing about the Westboro Baptist Church is they had no following whatsoever. They were just trolls who'd show up, make everybody angry, and then they'd leave. But they made money by suing municipalities, and they would win and get these settlements. So that's how they took care of themselves. It's weird that Fred Phelps, the dad, was a civil rights attorney back in the 50s and 60s. It's bizarre.
Oh, that's fantastic. Hey, by the way.
Yeah.
All right, so.
Do we have any people?
That's a good question. But
Okay.
The stream is working.
Okay.
The stream is working. That's why I have been off camera, because I've been sneaking around here on the...
You need to get on there. People want to see you.
I might be our only viewer.
Mm-hmm. I look good, though.
Now, unless everybody's a John Cusack fan, then, everybody's just hanging out. But here is a phone number. You can call in live on the experiment. And by experiment, I mean we're going to be experimenting with your phone call, because I don't know if this is going to work.
This is all an experiment today.
Oh, God, it's experiment on overload. But here is the number, all right? Write this down, 662-596-1132. 662-596-1132. I should put it up on the screen so you can see it.
662, that was my exchange number in the town where I grew up.
Did you grow up in, exchange or area code?
Exchange. It was 717-662.
Because the area code is for Boonville, Missouri.
Boonville, Missouri.
If you are listening to us in Boonville, give us a call. Climb up your telephone pole and give us a call.
It's free. Didn't they do that on Petticoat Junction? They had to climb to the top of the telephone pole? Or was that Green Acres?
It was one of them. It came from somewhere. It was not an original, but then again, nothing that comes out of my mouth is original.
Well, Mr. Douglas, I got all sorts of goods for you here at the general store.
Oh, God.
God, we're old.
I don't want to live anywhere that has a general store.
No. Well, I don't know. If there's women hanging out in the water, the water trough.
The water trough.
Do you remember the beginning of Petticoat Junction? The girls were up in the water trough for the train.
I could not stand Petticoat Junction.
I liked the theme, and that was pretty much it.
Petticoat Junction.
I did like Green Acres. I loved Green Acres.
Yeah, that was good. Who was the one that slapped the cop?
Zsa Zsa was not on Green Acres. So it was Zsa Zsa Gabor. Her sister Eva Gabor was on Green Acres.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oliver.
So,
Lisa.
I don't know if this is showing on the live stream or not, because I'm totally experimenting.
I would check, but my phone's dead.
That's all right. That's okay. I have a call in 662-596-1132 if you would like to be on the experiment. Keep talking, Tim, while I still continue to fix things that I was not prepared to do.
Okay. Let's think. Do you want to hear about my moral dilemma?
Moral dilemmas. Let's do it.
All right. My moral dilemma is I was taking pictures at Dragon Con and putting them on Instagram and Twitter, and a rival television station to WSB asked me if they could use one of my pictures on their newscast and they would give me credit. And I said, sure, without really thinking about it too much. Am I going to get in trouble?
I wouldn't think so.
Yeah, I wasn't really thinking. I'm just like, yeah, sure, you can use it. And then when they put my Twitter handle up there, and if people go and look at me, the first thing they're going to see is WSB. So I'm not really trolling them. They just asked. I hope maybe they won't use it. I don't want to get in trouble. I'm afraid of getting in trouble.
Well, well, the secret's out now that you've got your name on it, and you just announced it to the one or two people that might be streaming.
Well, no, I'm asking, what do you think? I mean,
2 people. Hello, 2 people that are watching, by the way.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
I believe we can do a live chat, by the way. If you do a live chat, I will incorporate it into the stream here, and we'll have a jolly good time.
You mean we'll hear them chatting
course,
with us, or they'll type in?
No, they'll type in.
All right.
But what's funny is I had it all set up, ready to go. We come into the station, and the audio part of the whole thing, wouldn't work. So thanks to Tim, not this Tim.
The other Tim.
Pointing to you on your screen there. It's sort of like the Brady Bunch. We've got the 2 boxes here.
Okay.
Tim can't see what we're doing.
No, I can't. I would like to, but I can't. That's a good thing because I don't like how I look, so I'd be consumed with how terrible I think I look.
You know,
and then I wouldn't be looking at the camera and paying attention
right.
to what we're doing. So it's
more
best.
of me. We're going to put more of Shaney B on.
People want to see Shaney B.
Of course.
They do.
Of course. Hey, 4 people watching now because.
And that's your mom and my dad and my brother, and those are our relatives that are watching, and we need you to watch.
It is. Sean Gardner says, what's up, Timony?
Oh, hello, Sean Gardner. How are you?
You're going to have to do much better than that, Tim.
Hi, Sean Gardner. Sean Gardner is...
Tell us about Sean. Tell us everything you know about him. Social security number.
Well, he's...
How much does he make?
Sean is a friend of mine and also a boss of mine at Mary Todd, where I work during the week, part-time.
Oh, very good.
Yes.
Very good.
And you can get your hair cut there. Ha, free plug.
Well. Oh, is that? Yes.
Yes, it's in Cabbagetown.
Okay.
Or you can get a beard trim, get your hair colored.
That's cool.
I can give you a head massage if you come in and I have to wash your hair.
You can give me a what?
A head massage. The head with your hair is. Stop.
God almighty. I thought, next week we'll be streaming on Chatterbait, but that's not today.
Oh, forget that. This is
not
WSB.
Today.
Come on now.
Yes.
They don't know what that is.
Yes, we sell to babies.
We sell to babies. We'll be on Cam 4. I mean, that's how gross it's going to be.
What's Camp 4?
Cam 4.
Cam 4.
C-A-M. Don't write that down, Shady B.
Oh, whoops.
Who's that?
I'm so sorry. Well, look, I'm working on...
Shane...
I can't believe the technical problems I had today. It was just...
Shane has been busting his ass to put together this podcast for us. And I'm talking about there are split screens, there are graphics, there's some funny stuff that we're going to be doing.
Yeah, we were ready to go today.
I know.
Ready to go. We were going to go to Washington, people. We were going to go to Washington, hook up live with Donald J. Trump.
Right. And
our
you were gonna
president-in-chief.
You were going to get me doing wonderfully funny ad-libs and comedy as various different characters. But for some reason, it just didn't work out. And it will eventually.
I mean, it could, but...
It will.
Everything's just...
I'm positive that it will.
Hey, at least we made it on at 6 o'clock Eastern. We're going to be here every Saturday, 6 o'clock Eastern. Hopefully you will be, too, after all this.
Yes, and then we will be releasing this podcast to the general public via whatever platform we have.
It's called WSBradio.com.
I should have gone to the bathroom before this started because I can't get out the door, and I may just have to go into a cup.
Should I, maybe at the end of the show, as we near the end of the show, I'm going to show what an absolute mess I have made of this studio. Yeah. Now, the camera shots that we have now look pretty good. I like that you have a little bit of Smokey the Bear in your backyard, background there.
Smokey.
Sorry, my alcohol's kicking in. And that's Herman Cain over Tim's right shoulder, by the way.
That's right. Write that down, Shany B.
I did write that down. In fact, I hung him up on the wall.
Is that Tim in there?
Now, over here, I've got, I cleaned up. You would not believe the crap on the walls. Angela, if you're watching, there is your I gotta pee thing because I drink so much water that I'm always having to pee during the Herman Cain show that I just put up a sign, and everybody is always aware of what's going on in my world. I thought I'd share that with you.
You took down the giant picture of Don Imus that you had behind you, your hero in radio.
I know. Well, Ashley fell in love.
She did?
She fell in love.
This is where the great Ashley Frasca and Shany B and Jared Yamamoto put the show together every day for Herman Cain, right?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Sometimes I sit in here and answer your phone calls.
And you do a swell job of it.
Thank you. I am very good at phone screening. Very good at a lot of things. Holding my pee is not one of them, but I'm going to do my best.
You know, you're not going anywhere, pal.
I know I'm not. I'm going to end up going in this cup. Yes, it's only an hour, though.
An extra long show today. By the way, I'm just about to get your chats to show on the screen so we can all have a good time and interact.
God,
I've just I have to do CSS code, and I don't know anything about it.
I don't know anything about computers. You're asking me questions. Shane was asking me questions through, as he was busting his ass to try to get this set up to go live today, and I had no idea. Do you know about this? And I just go, no, I don't know anything. I know how to turn it on, and same thing with a car. I don't know how to work a car. If something goes wrong with it, I just drive it until it falls to pieces. At least my car is now paid off.
I understand.
Yes.
Yeah.
So no questions. I was hoping that we'd get questions because I got a lot to talk about, but I need a little bit of, I need to be, egged on or ask questions or things like that. You wanted to talk about Donald Trump, specifically Melania, didn't you?
So...
Are you still working on technical stuff? Because I don't want to distract you.
Well, I am, but you know what? I should be playing along and talking to our audience rather than pecking away at this damn laptop.
Do we have both of our faces up there?
Yes, we do.
That's pretty much all we need.
Yes, we do, right now.
Right.
But it's going to get cool here in a second, but I just have to go blah, 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 and hit send.
Okay.
But, so, yes, Donald Trump, he made it to Texas. God bless the people in Houston going through all that they're going through.
I know.
I have been through hurricanes. I know how much it sucks. But I've never been in flooding like that. Nobody has. This is epic.
It
historic.
was a 1,000-year flood.
The 1,000-year flood. And so Donald Trump, of course, who was chastised for speaking way too late about Charlottesville, gets his butt over to Corpus Christi to kind of avoid the Houston mess and not interfere with search and rescue and all that. So he gets out there and he says the little things, takes the little pictures. By the way, those events are always for cameras only. Nothing gets expedited. Nothing gets done. It's just, a photo op, and the people that are being victimized by whatever the situation is want them to just say, we're here, we know, we care, we're going to help.
Yeah, but nobody wants the president in the middle of the flood zones because all that does is create confusion. They have to reroute traffic. They have to make sure that the president's security detail is there. I wouldn't want him around. It's a distraction. So he goes to the closest place he can without being a distraction, does his thing, leaves, and then he comes back today. So if you're complaining about the president not responding or the federal government not responding to Harvey in a positive way, then you're an idiot and you're not paying attention.
There you go.
You can hate Donald Trump all you want, but you can't say that he didn't pay attention and do his job in this case.
But what I love is they found something.
Melania's
Stiletto Hill.
Stiletto?
Stiletto Hills.
Yeah, I know. She was wearing those hot pumps. She's a model, and she's a beautiful woman, and she wants to wear pumps. Who cares?
Whatever.
Why would anybody be bothered by that? Who was it? Some Vanity Fair fashion person?
It was the editor of Vogue, I
Okay,
believe.
Vogue.
I wanted to share the picture. I don't think I can because I don't think I have it. I had to transfer everything over from my personal computer to the work computer.
So I know what she looks like. She looks like a clown. She looks like a clown. She's portly. She wears ridiculous makeup and had a stupid hairdo, and she's criticizing Melania Trump. And then, of course, Twitter. Twitter is where the snark gets magnified by 1,000, and they just keep retweeting it and blah, 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 blah.
Can you remember what her name was?
No, Clown Woman I called her. I don't remember
Woman.
her name, and I can't look it up on my phone because it's dead.
I cannot believe your phone is dead. By the way, I have chargers. Why didn't you ask me for one?
I did earlier, but you were busy, and I didn't want to bother you. You were putting the show together.
Oh, thank you.
And I was like, hey, can you please give me a phone charger? But this Clown Woman, I call her Clown Woman. You can call her CW. Call her whatever you want. Every single day there is an opportunity for these agitators on Twitter, and it's on both sides. I'm not going to just single out the people on the left, but they're the ones that are pretty annoying. And, she's the first lady. Like I said, she's a model. Who cares what kind of shoes she wears? I really don't.
And she only wore them, I believe, to the airplane, and then when they went to tour the damage, she was wearing tennis shoes. So
yeah,
it's like,
sneakers, tennis shoes. Where do you fall on that side?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I'm a sneaker guy because I'm from the north. You're
well,
from the south.
Well, she would call it tennis shoes. She wouldn't wear sneakers. She's a little too high end.
Yes, they're not sneakers. I'm not sneaking around anywhere. She looked wonderful, by the way. Those were nice shoes.
Absolutely.
She got them at Macy's. They were on sale.
Oh, by the way.
Yeah.
Let's just do this. Look, on the screen, I have your chats. Oh, I have your chats.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, unfortunately, my I don't like how I have it lined up, but that's okay.
Are we beyond 6 viewers?
We are I don't know. Oh, wait a minute. I can click this.
Yes.
6 viewers.
Oh, God.
Tim, if you get up and come over here. Come over here to this side. And what we'll do is, can I do that again? Browser source. Yeah, you need to get into the view here.
Over there?
Yeah, just come over here because these chats are for you, not for me, because nobody loves me. Nobody loves me. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to make a little switchy over, and there. Sean Gardner.
Hi.
Talk to him.
Shout out to Lisa.
Lisa. Lisa is here too. Smash that what? Smash that like and subscribe button. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Going back over here.
He also asked, what OBS are you using? And oddly enough, I'm using OBS, open source broadcast software.
See, that's where you lose me because I don't understand what any of that means.
You know, it's basically, I would just call it like switching software.
You know, 10 years ago, radio was an audio medium, maybe longer than that. And now you have to incorporate a video element into it, or at least capture what you've done and put it out as a podcast. But I guess that's just the way people want to look at radio talent because we're so good looking.
God bless we
And, you know, we didn't have to go through the whole process of trying to look good and get surgery to be on television. We are just here doing our radio thing.
And you know what? You know what I had to do? I mean, now these TV people, they have to go through makeup, chemical peels, facelifts.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I had to take a bath.
I took a shower, didn't wash my hair. How about that? Wearing my hat. See
you
my
are
hat?
a rebel.
I am a rebel.
You are wearing a hat, though.
I am wearing a hat. See?
I should. I look bald as hell in here. Our studio lights are lovely fluorescent, brutal lighting. I'm sure we look like Simpsons on your screens right now.
This is what our radio show is going to sound like Monday night when we're filling in for Mark Aram, by the way.
We are filling in for Mark Aram.
7 to 9 p.m. on WSB.
Unless he's watching this now. He might be viewer number 6, and he's saying, oh, hell no.
Guys, I don't want you filling in for me there, buddy. Hey, buddy.
Ain't going to work. Ain't going to work.
Pineapple Johnson, she can fill in.
Pineapple Johnson. Now, that's a good chick. Pineapple Johnson's one of our traffic troopers. She's also...
social media person.
Social media guru.
I've never worked anywhere where everybody has nicknames. I want to get a nickname. Somebody needs to find me a nickname. Post haste.
Timmy.
Eric,
okay.
No, don't do that one. Eric plays what does he play? Eric plays a thing that's that funny fella Tim. So maybe you can call me that funny fella.
That guy called. I had that. I have that somewhere. Yeah. He reached out on our open mic. This was during the solar eclipse a couple weeks ago, and we put together a little eclipse special, a radio version of a visual event. And it actually worked. It was really good.
It did. The audio montage that you made was amazing.
That was fun. That timed out with the peak of the eclipse and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then you, Mark Aram, Eric Von Hessler did you were out in the courtyard here at WSB out by the white columns and talking about what was going on, having a good time. And the guy calls on open mic and he says, "Yeah, I liked your little program. And I liked that funny feller Tim."
Funny feller Tim.
That funny feller Tim.
Shane, you are going to have to entertain people for 30 seconds.
Are you going to the bathroom?
I can't help it. I'm going to, well, I don't want to say that word. I'm going to urinate myself. You know, I have a weak bladder, and I had this cup of coffee, and I just got to do it, and I'm sorry.
You are going to leave me here by myself.
You are a very talented young man.
Well, I'm going to share something. Okay, while you step away,
yes,
I'm going to disable your mic.
Okay.
Are you going to go out there and smoke and have a good time?
No, I'm going to go pee and then run right back here.
Well, all right. Because now I'm trying to cue something up here, so I have something to talk about while you're gone, leaving me all alone.
Is that camera over there going to be? See, this is live, and this is the hot dog being made. Okay.
That camera isn't even being used.
All right. This is the hot dogs being made. This is the chicken being stripped of its feathers and ground up into pink slime. And I like that. I like this. I like that it's live, and I like that we're figuring it out as we go, Shane. So don't worry about it, all right?
Well, you know, the pressure's on me. The pressure's on me. All right, so I guess I should get the camera on me. You walked away too fast for me. There we are. Hello. Okay, welcome to the Shaney B experiment. Tim just stepped out, and he left his mic on. So I'm going to want to bring you something here. I'm totally unprepared for this, but we're going to try this together because it is Labor Day weekend. By the way, happy Labor Day. Hope you are going to have a safe and enjoyable Labor Day. Blah-bitty-blah-bitty-blah, as we salute our unions or whatever we do. All right, let's bring this into the fray. I hope this will work.
Hey, Cleveland!
This time.
Happy Labor Day.
This was last year, this time.
When we were trying to figure out where we could be, we all said, let's go to Cleveland.
Cleveland.
And I want to thank Congresswoman Marcia Fudge for hosting us.
You remember this? Last year, we thought Hillary Clinton wasn't going to make it through the...
I've been talking so...
we thought she wasn't going to make it through the election because she kept hacking up fur balls. Tim's back.
Every time I think about Trump, I get allergic.
Do you remember this?
Every time I think about Hillary, I get a soft on.
Whoa!
What? I can say that. What?
Any ons or offs?
Yes.
Anything to do with Hillary. Let's listen in.
We have 63 days to go.
Yeah, she ain't going to make it. Now, somewhere she spits a goober, Tim.
Mm-hmm.
I'm bringing you into the picture as well.
Yeah, she spits a green gobbler right into the glass.
I hope we didn't miss that part because.
Well, thank you.
I mean, this goes on and on and on.
Was this a year ago this week?
Yeah, Monday.
Damn.
Now I don't know if you remember the videos that people made taking her glass away and putting a bong.
Well, you just heard the next
So
vice
she-
president, didn't you?
Yeah, and every time she coughed, there was smoke shooting out of her mouth.
Smoke coming out of her mouth. It was awesome.
In
Oh,
in
jeez,
addition to
Hillary.
thanking
Yeah.
Fudge,
Uh,
thank your great Senator Sherrod Brown.
All right.
Also,
Have we had enough of this?
I have.
It just kept going and going and going.
I think that's partly the reason why she lost the election. It can't just be the fact that Donald Trump was such an amazing candidate, even though he did win all those states that typically go to Democrats. She didn't do herself any favors dragging her ass around. Remember when she fell down getting into the van?
That was really something.
Mm-hmm.
Where and it was some memorial thing. Was it the 9/11 memorial?
It was the 9/11 memorial. She had
they
heat exhaustion.
They
or
pretty
something.
much put her like on a dolly and rolled her into something. And
They were trying to get her into an SUV, and she just stumbled, and they had to lift her and put her in there. And unfortunately for her, somebody was recording that, and it got leaked out. Otherwise, no one would have ever seen it. I just think she was tired and exhausted from campaigning. I don't think she had anything wrong with her.
but then we had all the conspiracies because
Oh, yeah, they were saying she had, what, MS or
no, because
Parkinson's.
they took her to Chelsea's apartment, which happens to be the same address as some doctor.
That's right.
And so
And then
that's
they
where
had a
she was.
doppelganger with different hair that came out. Remember that? There was supposed to be a Hillary look-alike that came out and said, "Hi, everybody," and then went back inside.
That's right.
Yes.
That it wasn't Hillary.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, those were good times. Hey, I'm putting a number up here on the screen. I'm assuming you can see this on the screen. You can give us a call. We can experiment with the phones
Let's experiment.
here on the Tim and Shani B experiment.
I love experimenting.
It could totally work and totally fail miserably right before your eyes. 662-596-1132. 662-596-1132. Operators are...
Operators are standing by.
Well, we don't have operators. We're just going to take your call cold. And so you could say all kinds of horrible things. You could troll, talk about Tim's hair.
What's wrong with my hair?
Can't see it.
That's right, because I have a hat on.
And I know you're hiding something.
Radio Labyrinth. I'm not hiding anything. I would like to ask you a question. Have you ever been to Dragon Con in all your time in Atlanta?
I've been to the parades.
So you've been in the parades. Do you enjoy it?
Oh, I love the parade.
Yeah, me too.
I love the parade.
I didn't go this year.
That reminds me.
Hmm.
Oh, you didn't go to the parade after all that?
No, because I had to get up and do some work around the house.
Now,
Housework, stuff around the house, especially when you just bought a house, that takes precedent over going to a parade.
I understand.
You know, you're married, relatively newlyweds, still within the 1 year frame. You can't just up and leave. So, plus she works in the morning. She's a reporter.
Yes.
So I had to take care of the dogs and do the house stuff. So we haven't. We try to make everything equitable at home.
Well, that's good.
Yes.
That's good. That's good. Oh, I think I just killed our feed here.
Uh-oh.
Let's put us back. Put us back here.
Are we back on?
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh no, I mean the feed was fine, but
Here's the thing. It's Labor Day weekend, and I've been thinking about this. Jerry Lewis hasn't been involved with the MDA telethon, right, for a long time, and obviously he won't this year because he just passed away.
he won't be.
But I wonder what they're going to do. Will there be a big tribute this weekend? I watched that every weekend growing up. I looked forward to it every year. And when I got old enough, I would go door to door and collect with my friends, and then we would go and answer phones and volunteer all weekend long at the local television station. It's
Oh, really?
ABC affiliate. Yeah, and we would sleep on a couch in their lounge overnight. But it was fun. They had a soda machine, so when you're 15 years old, a soda machine and free Dunkin' Donuts all weekend long, you're going to be fine. So we're all sugared up and answering phones and pranking people when they called, or we would sit in the back row of the phones and call the front phones and prank the people in front and give them fake names. So
I like that.
I kind of feel bad about doing that, but we also raised a lot of money for them. I think in 4 years.
I like prank calling.
I love prank phone
You know what?
calls.
Maybe we can, instead of people calling us on the Tim and Shani B experiment, rather than people call us, maybe we should just randomly call people.
Just randomly call
and,
people.
and prank them right here.
Mm-hmm. You know, I've been arrested for doing that.
You have?
Yes.
Oh, do tell.
I was 21.
Yes.
We used to play this game called Prank Call Roulette, where we were drinking, having a party, and you get the phone out and you look at the phone book and you go through, you put your finger down, and then you dial the phone and hand it to the person next to you, and they don't know who it is. Well, that was done to me, and I got a voice answering machine, and when I heard the beep, I belched. I just burped and hung up. I had no idea who it was, wasn't listening to the message. I just knew it was an answering machine. Fast forward 2 hours, everybody's passed out. Now, keep in mind, I'm 21 years old, okay? There is I'm actually not even.
Wait, you're 21 years old and you're prank calling?
That's beside the point. I still make prank
That's
phone
funny.
calls. I'm 47 and 46 and I still make prank phone calls. But
Right.
so the police knock on the door, and I'm passed out in my room, and somebody didn't even live there, answered the door and let the police in. So the first thing I do is I run out and make the police step outside the door. I go, this person doesn't live in here. They didn't have permission to let you in. So the cops walk out, and this is a small town, so they know me and I know them. And if they had looked to their right, they would have seen some things that probably would have gotten us in trouble.
Oh.
Yes, glass bongs. But remember, keep in mind, I'm in my early 20s. You know, I experimented back in the days, and since this is the experiment.
And you're 22 now.
Yeah. Is the show starting over?
That was me.
Oh, the lunatic. I am a lunatic. So anyway, I go over to the police station, and they played the call for me. They had it recorded, and I heard my little belch. And then they played a bunch.
They made you listen to it.
Well, yeah, then they played a bunch of death threats. So they leapt from that to these death threats that the person on the other end of the phone who I'd called and belched on was getting death threats. It turns out she was a teacher, and long story short, these were students of hers who were calling and threatening to cut her up with a chainsaw. But meanwhile, they didn't know that yet, and they thought it was me. So I was being charged with terroristic threats and freaking out because I knew that it wasn't me. And, you know, they're doing that thing that police do. But again, a small town, I knew them, they knew me. I wasn't, gonna rock the boat. So I said, all right, well, blah, 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 blah. And they let me go home. And about 3 days later, the girl got prank phone called again by these kids. So the terroristic threats were dropped against me. These kids got arrested for terroristic threats, but they continued to prosecute me for a misdemeanor harassment by communication. And I ended up having to write her an apology letter, and then I had to clean, because I didn't have money to pay the fine, so I had to do community service. I ended up having to hose down the walls of the local sewer plant and kill flies. I think I killed about 350 flies. And then I drove around and picked up dead animals with with a shovel and threw him in the back of a truck with the maintenance guy. I had to use a pick and dig a hole in the.
That builds character, Tim.
And I mowed some lawns. I had to mow some public parks. So that was the extent of that story. But
I'm going to kind of shift gears here.
Oh, really?
I don't know if this is going to work because the video you sent,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if the format's going to work.
Okay. It's
so
from an iPhone.
We're going to, yeah, it should work, but I'm going to hit it here and let's see if anything happens.
As its righteous requirement of the law might be fulfilled in us, do not walk according to the flesh, but according to the Spirit. For the law of the Spirit of life makes us free from the law of sin and death. We are under the law. What law? God's law. God's law demands perfect obedience.
God's law demands perfect obedience.
This is at Dragon Con, right?
Yes, they were in the midst of the crowd with their gigantic signs.
Okay, I got to see this.
As its righteous requirement of the law might be fulfilled in us.
The coming of the Lord draweth nigh.
For the law of the Spirit of life makes us free from the law of sin and death. We are under the law. What law? God's law. God's law demands perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Perfect obedience. They might be onto something because we could be at war with North Korea at any moment and then whoosh, the nukes start flying. What are you going to do in that instance?
They're going to use their signs to
Yes.
block the missiles.
Yes, I can block radiation with my godly sign.
From Kim Jong-un.
Oh, my God. Are you worried about that at all? Do you think about that at all? I do. I obsess about it sometimes.
Oh, he's definitely going to do something.
Yeah, but to us, I mean, are we going to be is it going to be a full-fledged, world war where we're at China and Russia and all those countries?
Who knows? Who knows? But, I mean, he could certainly lob a missile our way.
Mm-hmm.
We certainly have the capability to launch something, blow it out of the sky.
Mm-hmm.
But the question is he going to rain down missiles?
I don't know that he has that capability.
If he were to do that, I don't know if we have the capability to shoot every one of them down. You end up with something getting hit.
Mm-hmm.
And I do worry about that.
They also have diesel subs. They don't have nuclear subs. They have diesel subs. And I'm not sure if they're able to make it all the way over here, but who knows?
I don't know. I know not.
And it doesn't make sense. It'd be like if you're the only person, let's say you're at a public park and you look over to your right and you see there's a family.
Public park, sort of like the cab sheriff. Right?
So you're the cab sheriff, and there's an event going on
at night in the bushes.
At night in the bushes, and you're playing with your missile.
Oh!
And you shoot your missile, and it hurts somebody. Well, that whole family's. What are you pointing at?
Knock your eye out.
Oh yeah, it'll put your eye out. I just get concerned about it, but I don't understand why he would start a war when he knows it's assuredly going to destroy his country. So.
But what has he got to lose?
His country and his mansion and his women and the money that he makes from growing and selling heroin on the black market around the world, which I think they're the second largest producer of heroin in the world.
I believe the first is the Taliban, isn't it?
Nah, Afghanistan. The Taliban tried to get rid of it, and then they found out that, no, you can't do that because it's the only thing they can grow there, or the only thing that they grow there that makes them money.
Those poppies.
Poppies and weed. I remember they used to talk about Afghani weed.
And poppies are pretty.
They are pretty.
They're a beautiful little flower.
They are very pretty, and then they make something the whole world likes a lot.
I would like for Walter Reeves, the Georgia gardener, to talk about poppies, and can we grow them in our backyard?
What you want to do is make sure that the poppies are going to spread a little fertilizer around them on there, and be careful. And if you're going to do that, Ashley, what would you do with your poppies?
I would definitely put them in some fertilizer with a little bit of mouthwash and some soap. It acts as a natural fertilizer.
And then after they're harvested, you can put them in a tea bag, or put the seeds from the poppies in a tea bag, and a nice relaxing opium tea.
Yes, that's how they make opium.
It is. It is. Is that how they boil them?
I thought it was boiling the seeds. Don't ask how I know this. I think it was boiling the seeds and then the tar that comes up. That was opium.
Damn.
I think.
That little itty-bitty plant, that little itty-bitty flower.
Catholic school really did me good.
Did it? You learned about poppies in Catholic school.
I don't know.
Are we still down to 6 listeners?
Oh, how many? 5 people watching.
Oh, man, we lost one.
You people are great. Has anybody been chatting? Sean says, you guys are doing a great job
Thank you, Sean.
for a first run,
Mm-hmm.
which I like to call it a first run over.
Yes.
Off to dinner. See ya.
All right.
Oh, I would have told him to get me something.
Well, they're going
Bring me a
to
sandwich.
have some delicious seafood. I was talking to him before the show starts. So enjoy
very
your
good.
seafood, Sean and
You
Lisa.
know, Sean and Lisa.
So no one else is in the chat, huh?
Yeah, nobody's chatting.
Ah, man.
Well, now a lot of people are watching either on their phones.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm the type. I love Chromecast.
Yeah.
You know what Chromecast is?
Yeah, you put it right on your TV.
So I go to YouTube and then I Chromecast it,
Mm-hmm.
which is why I have this in nice, 1920 by 1080.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll fit your screen. Wasn't I thoughtful?
Yes.
I'm a thoughtful individual.
And it's HD, correct? Because everybody wants to see me in HD.
I think it's an HD.
HD.
But anyway. So
Mm-hmm.
if you're doing that, you don't have the little chat box.
Mm-hmm.
So it's okay. It's
Yes.
okay.
So we wanted to talk about taxes. What did you want to talk about taxes? I know we're just all over the place today, but again,
Well, I didn't
this
wanna
is
talk
our
about-
experiment.
So what we were going to do, I was going to have Donald Trump his very self.
Yes?
In fact, we could probably still do this and we can just do it really shoddily.
Let's not do it shoddily. I want it to look good.
Okay.
You
Well,
know.
I was going to have Donald Trump join us.
Yes.
And I was going to, we did touch on this, Melania's shoes,
Mm-hmm.
stilettos.
Stay off of her shoes.
Stay off of her shoes. Well, you know what? My feet are a 13. They ain't going to fit in her shoes.
Look, you clown. You fat clown from Vogue. Nobody cares what you think.
God, I wish I could find that picture. I got it somewhere. But
You're
anyway.
a beast. Trust me, you're a beast. Nobody cares about you.
That's okay. That's okay.
Am I being mean? Trump is being mean, not me.
But
What we're going to do with this show, and just I'm sorry to step all over you.
You go ahead. You go ahead.
But Shane has produced something that is going to be, I think is going to be revolutionary as far as two guys who are sidekicks on other shows doing a show together that's kick-ass. It's going to be funny. We're going to have graphics. We're just, we wanted to get going and at least get our feet wet with the first episode. And it didn't work out the way, we had hoped, but it's working out the way we want. If that makes any sense. I'm pleased, and I know Shane, again, is working his ass off. So
It has
Shaney B, I'm sorry.
It has gone all right. It has gone all right.
Yeah.
But, we wanted to deliver on it. Now, see, this here, what you're seeing on this screen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, actually, it works today.
What's working?
Our lower thirds.
Ah.
Tim Andrews, Shane Backler,
Mm-hmm.
and our Twitter handle. So you can follow us on Twitter.
But again, I wanted you guys to see and hear the sausage being made.
That's it. That's it. That's it. Because we like to talk about our sausage. So.
I don't.
But, something I was going to ask.
You want a jerkin?
I was going to ask our president, Donald Trump,
Yes.
about Chucky Schumer.
Chucky Schumer. Little Chucky.
Little Chucky, he is rolling up his sleeves. He's putting on his boxing gloves to fight tax reform. Listen to this.
This is going to be one of the biggest fights of the next 3-4 months, and Democrats are ready for it.
Oh,
We're
tough words.
We're ready for it. We're going to challenge the president. We're not going to allow the economy to improve. We're not going to allow people to.
Gonna float like a butterfly and sting like a bee.
I am going to float like a butterfly and sting like a hornet. I am going to work really hard to make sure that tax reform isn't passed, and so we can't have any more jobs in this country. It's very good for the United States to. What?
Not a penny.
No.
Not a penny of tax cuts for the 1%.
No, or the middle class, because the middle class needs to float all these poor losers who can't afford health care.
Well, look, they are victims of circumstance.
Look, if you go back in time, Shani B, and by the way, this is Chuck Schumer. If you want to go back in time, the founding fathers knew that health care was a right. They just didn't put it in the Constitution because they knew that someday there'd be MRI machines and that then people would be allowed to get an MRI for free whenever they wanted.
You know what the funniest thing is, Tim? Is this is going to work. They're going to do this, and Republicans who control the House, the Senate, and the White House will fall flat on their face. This is my prediction. They will fall flat on their face on this one, too.
Well, what do Republicans do other than whine and gripe when they're not in power? That seems to be the only thing they can do.
And when they are in power, They screw everything up.
Right.
So to all my very, very left-leaning friends, I always tell them, you have nothing to worry about. The Republicans aren't going to get anything done because they can't. They're stupid.
They don't like Trump either. The main people that run the Republican Party absolutely hate Donald Trump. They're happy that they have the White House. They're unhappy with who's in it. I'm sure they'd rather have Pence. I'm sure they would have rather had Ted Cruz or Marco Rubio or I almost swore. They would have probably been happiest with Jeb Bush. And I think that
Low energy Jeb.
low energy Jeb.
Oh.
He's selling delicious salsa, and you can get the Jeb Bush salsa bowl, the guacamole bowl. That's what it was, guacamole bowls. But I mean, that's who they wanted. They wanted these establishment people. He came in guns ablaze and destroyed all of them in the primaries. Who knows what would have happened had one of those other people been running against Hillary Clinton? Who knows what would have happened if Hillary had actually run a fair, or if the Democrats had actually run a fair primary race? I'm assuming that Bernie Sanders would have been their nominee. And in that case,
They screwed him.
two populists running against each other, which it would have been, unique in and of itself and in the modern era. I think Bernie probably wouldn't be facing what Trump is facing, but, like I said earlier, a minute ago, the Republicans only know how to govern. They know how to top from below.
Yeah.
They're not really dominant. They prefer to be passive. Oh, hit me again with your whip.
What are we talking about again?
We're talking about Paul Ryan has a ball gag in his mouth.
Oh, God, I needed that.
This is Mitch McConnell. I sure would like it if you'd bend me over and spank me. I got no safe word.
Now, that's a guy who needs the ball gag taken out of his mouth.
Well, my safe word is, how can you screw me over and over again? Please do. I'm just a loser.
I don't like any of those guys. I didn't like them years ago.
He's an old fogey. He is the quintessential old fogey.
No, they get money. They get all this. Look, everything can be, you can figure everything out if you follow the money. Follow the money. Who gets paid what? Who's paying for this and that? Who's paying for Antifa protesters? Who's paying for the Richard Spencer types to show up and be jerks with their stupid tiki torches at these rallies? Who's paying them? Those are the people that we need.
I don't know, because they went to Pier 1 Imports to get their tiki torches.
They did.
And that is expensive.
Do you think Pier 1 is behind the right wing, the alt-right?
Maybe.
Is that what you're saying? I didn't know that. I'm never going to buy an overpriced lamp there again.
I'm taking back my overpriced patio furniture. That's for damn sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, Nancy Pelosi was asked to, speaking of Antifa, darling Princess Nancy.
She's adorable.
Isn't she a doll? She's a doll. She was asked about the Antifa protesters and would she condemn them, yada, yada, yada. Here's what she said.
People have a right to express themselves, and other people have a right to respond to it. There should never be any violence involved.
Nowhere did she say Antifa. Nowhere did she say Black Lives Matter or whoever else is out there protesting. So let's go down a little stroll with me down memory lane.
Okay.
Shall we?
Let's do it.
Let's do
Memory
that.
lane.
Okay, got your shoes on, your stilettos. Okay.
Right.
So Donald Trump comes out, says there's bad people and there's, what happened in Charlottesville was bad. He did say, there were some good people out there. There were people out there just genuinely trying to just protest the statue coming down. Then you had all the other extreme yahoos that came out. But the very fine people, this is at least my interpretation that he was talking about, were the people that were really there to say, look, this is our community. We like the statue. Leave it there. Okay? But he never condemned neo-Nazis or white supremacists. So he got 40 kinds of hell. So he comes back out and says, I'm
sorry.
Denounce. Yes, I denounce
everything.
the white Nazis.
The white nationalists.
David Duke, okay. Okay, so he denounces everybody.
David Duke.
And it's still not good enough. Nancy Pelosi comes out and doesn't say one daggone thing.
People have a right to express themselves,
Who?
and other people have a right to respond to it.
Who?
There should never be any violence involved.
Okay. So then later she tweeted out that people that, I'm going to paraphrase here, people that engage in violent and criminal acts such as Antifa, she did say the name, should be arrested.
Oh, that's good. That's
And
more than Paul Ryan did.
She's such a nice woman.
But think about it, Paul Ryan.
But Trump is still the devil because he took a couple days. Okay, that was my point.
All right, I got your point. But Paul Ryan did not publicly say anything about Antifa that I'm aware of. In fact, he was more supportive of them than Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi knows that they're a liability, so she's going to come out and condemn them, I think. Everybody's playing these political games. Antifa does not matter. They should not be allowed to go and destroy things. The police should be there. The police should have their handcuffs taken off and be able to break up these crowds who are being violent with each other. The police are just standing there allowing it to happen. That's my point of view. And they need to go in there and, make it look like, I don't know, the late 60s. Start cracking skulls. People will do it a lot less, I could tell you that, especially this generation. You challenge them and hurt their feelings or give them a boo-boo, they're going to go home and go to bed.
There's no safe room.
There is no safe room. There's no safe space if the police are there with their batons out and their horses and the hoses. Stop hitting people. Stop thinking it's okay to punch people that you think are Nazis. I got news for you. They're not Nazis.
So there's people that want Antifa to be considered a terrorist organization.
They have been.
And
right? Didn't the Justice Department declare them a terrorist organization?
I don't think so.
Oh, I thought they did this weekend.
I will check that. I will check that on one of my working computers.
Write that down.
If anything, I consider them gangs.
They are gangs.
Gang activity.
Yeah, it is gang activity.
And I think they could have an easier time classifying them as that than a terrorist organization.
Moreover, in a lot of these cities and states in the South especially, it is illegal to show up at a public protest with a mask on unless it's Halloween because of the Klan. These laws were put into place to fight the Klan. Now, when the Klan or any of those idiots show up, they're not masked. You know who they are, which is why so many of them got outed and lost their jobs. When Antifa shows up, they're wearing masks. Why are they wearing masks? Take your mask off. If you're going to be brave enough to hit people with a stick or throw a rock through a window or set fire to a Starbucks, you should be brave enough to do it without wearing a mask.
Okay.
And if you're going to wear a mask, enjoy your night in jail.
Oh, I have a breaking news announcement for you.
What?
Department of Justice labeling Antifa a terrorist organization is fake news.
Fake news.
Yes. This according to business2community.com, which I'm sure is a real news site. But hey, I saw fake news. You heard it here first, folks.
I usually see these headlines on Twitter and I believe them right away. I guess, I think I saw it on Zero Hedge.
I was going to say 4chan.
No, probably 4chan first and then with a link to Zero Hedge. But Zero Hedge is usually on the money as far as I can tell. Although I've been known to fall for the stories, the fake news.
They're not going to be able to call. First of all, that would first of all be Republicans doing something. That ain't gonna happen.
Well, as your Attorney General, it's very important that we start going after these marijuana smokers.
God love him. I have audio in here. I wish I could. I don't know what cut it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I swear to God, he was trying to keep his. I have to lean over here.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have to hit random buttons. Should I hit random buttons?
Well, I don't know. Whatever happens, happens.
All right, here we go. Nope. No, let's do it this way. It'll be easier.
I could keep doing his voice and saying I like. Did you?
I am
Democrats.
There's still a lot to do.
This is going to be one.
It is time. Venezuela.
Hi, Mr. Kim Jong-un.
Oh.
Sorry if I didn't pronounce that right.
Who's that?
Anyway, sir.
Rosie O'Donnell.
Our President Donald is a moron. Don't listen to him. We don't.
God. Okay.
So you got Rosie to do that, did you?
She used one of those apps, the little thing where you have she had pig ears and a pig nose. I don't think she needed anything
Snapchat.
to add them.
No, Snapchat.
Snapchat, yeah, and it pitched her voice up real high. I'm trying to find the clip of Jeff Sessions where I think he was really trying to keep his dentures from flying out of his mouth.
The President on Air Force, you've inspired not much. Right now, we did have. Right now, if I say 6 and the President says half a dozen, they're going to say I disagree with him. The President's made very clear.
Is that
we're
Mattis?
not talking to North Korea right now. Yeah.
Or Mueller? No.
That's Jeff Sessions, isn't it?
No.
We're never out of diplomatic.
No, that's not Jeff Sessions. That's either.
Mattis.
That's Mattis.
That's Mad Dog.
He don't like
Well,
that.
never mind.
I'll just keep doing Jeff Sessions here, man. We almost.
It's funny how prepared I was for today, and then it all went out.
You were hyper prepared. Listen, we deserve a pat on the back for doing this, even if we weren't ready to the point where we really wanted it to be. I think you did a hell of a job. I told you before the show started, I appreciate this because this will go somewhere. We're going to continue doing this, and we will have everything up to speed probably by the end of the month.
Probably before the day we get fired.
Why would we get fired?
Oh, well, because you gave 11 Alive a picture.
No, don't bring that up because it's bothering me. Should I worry about that? Am I going to get in trouble?
I bet you it's on a constant scroll on Channel 11 right now.
No, it is not.
Just rolling by. Thank you, Tim Andrews, for the picture.
Mm-hmm. One of the 8 million that we got there, but we probably didn't even use.
It's all right.
I know.
It's all right.
I didn't do it to troll anybody. I just was thinking, oh, yeah, I'm going to be on.
They wanted your picture. I had a great picture of, this was last year at the Republican National Convention with Herman. And remember, the RNC was just after the Dallas sniper shootings. Do you remember that?
Yeah, where all the policemen were killed.
They were shooting cops from the tops of buildings and stuff. And then the RNC was just a week later. So everybody was on edge in terms of security and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So we go to Cleveland for the convention. There's a whole crap load of Atlanta police officers that volunteered to go up to Cleveland and provide security. So I have the best picture of Herman with those police officers. And some kind of officer association asked for that picture.
Oh, that's cool.
For their magazine. And so I let them have it. I thought it was cool. Hey, we are about out of time, Tim.
My God, it went by fast.
Where did the time go?
Where does the time go?
When will you be back?
We'll be back on the air on Labor Day, Monday, from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., filling in for Mark Aram.
On News 95.5 and AM 750 WSB.
That is correct.
Now, before we go,
right.
Now, today was a little rocky, but it was still fun, and we appreciate you being here. 4 people watching now. I don't know who you 4 are, but thank you.
Save this show.
Be sure to click subscribe on our YouTube page.
Right.
We will also be streaming on Facebook, Periscope, and Twitch. Unfortunately, I did not have the stream keys in time, and I said, "Screw it, let's just do YouTube."
Yeah, it was easiest.
Maybe we are on Twitch.
I don't know.
I
can't see anything.
If you're on Twitch, Tim's over here looking at the back of a. Okay, let's go ahead and ruin the magic here.
I'm looking at Hal.
You're looking at the back of a computer. Look at all of our wires here.
Yes.
Thank God I never threw away the box for the coffee maker.
We love you, Oster.
But there's there's Tim's camera. He's sitting back here.
Hi.
Looking at the back of this god-awful monitor.
My phone's dead.
And his dead phone.
Yes.
We'll bring it back to life.
Yes.
But thank you for watching. I'm going to have to do it like this. Be sure to click subscribe. We will do this every Saturday. Surprise, Tim. We're going to do this every Saturday at 6 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And you can download our podcast anytime at WSBradio.com. Click on Demand, and you will find the Tim and Shaney B Experiment.
Okay, bye.
Tim, say goodbye to the nice people.
Goodbye to the nice people.
Bye-bye, nice people.
Bye.